looking to flatter?
Eddie Bravo.
My brother, good to see you, as always.
Always good to see you,
And
man.
thanks for jumping on this short notice.
You understand him? Right, come out swinging. Ready? Ready? Let's fight!
Because when I feel the least foggy is when I'm in the woods, when I'm in the mountains, when there's no cell phone service, there's no radio service, there's no Wi-Fi, there ain't shit up
It's
there.
weird how satellites don't work when someone's in the woods. But
No, satellites do work. You could actually
But not
get
in
a
the
dish.
woods, though.
No, in the bush. You get a dish you put on the roof of your car. You could watch TV. That's a new thing that Steve Rinella
Don't
actually...
our phones work on satellites?
No. The phones work on cell towers,
Okay.
but the GPS works on satellites.
Okay.
So your phone still works as a GPS unit when you're in the woods, even if you don't have any signal.
So
So you can find your way out with a map. If your phone was on,
you know, there's people that say the GPS is also run by the towers too. They don't need to go into space. That you could triangulate your position from towers alone. But that's
well,
just
you
a
probably
conspiracy theory.
could triangulate your position from towers, but you couldn't broadcast to such a gigantic area like you can with satellites. You can see satellites. The people that think that satellites aren't real, they need to talk to somebody who makes satellites. They're there. You can see them with telescopes. They're up there. We have the ability to tune in to the very specific spot in the sky with a direct TV, and you'll pick up the signal. That's how you get the signal. You tune to the spot in the sky where the satellite is, and you pick up the signal. They're real. People have a problem with fucking everything that's ever existed. Everything. Everything's fake. Everything's fake. People think that reality's fake.
Most of it is.
How many people think that we're living in a simulation? Really, really fucking smart people think it.
That's okay. That's
Sorry?
okay. That isn't crazy.
Dude,
That's the craziest thing about all conspiracy theories. Like people that are not on that side. There's a conspiracy theory side, and then there's the people way on the other side. Those motherfuckers are totally into, man, we live in a computer. That is hilarious. That's not logical. That's illogical.
Well, the reason why they think that is because someday there's going to be a program.
But
that's
there's no
going to be
proof,
able-
though. Hey, it
You're
may
right.
be true. It may be true. Maybe we do live in a computer.
Right.
But, dude, there's no evidence.
No, there's no evidence.
And
but
in these conspiracy theories of if you look into each one individually, damn, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but there's actual evidence. Is it enough evidence to prove it one way or another? Who knows? But don't talk shit on.
But it's not the same
on
people.
like government conspiracy. It's dude. I've never heard anybody like.
But it's easy to categorize people like that.
No,
the same
but-
people that believe this,
no,
believe that. We
No, but
haven't
people,
done any
what I'm
surveys.
saying, no, okay, for sure, I haven't done any surveys. This is all based on the people that I come in contact with. Dude, I would say people, 80% of my students, they're not conspiracy theorists. They don't even think about it. They're just like regular people. They don't concern themselves with it.
Right.
And you know what I mean? They think it's amusing that I'm into it, but they're not into it.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? But those same people, when you say, dude, you know, Elon Musk says that we might live in a computer, and everyone's like, it may be true, but dude, there's zero evidence of that we live in a fucking computer.
What was the evidence?
Where's the evidence?
What did someone propose some sort of theory that proves that life is a hologram? What wasn't a hologram? That life is a simulation.
Someone proved that?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
I tried reading this book, The Holographic Universe, but I didn't get into it. Maybe I should revisit it.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying there's that.
No,
there's
I know.
No
but what I'm
evidence
saying
of
is
that.
it might not be the same fucking
Yeah.
people that you're talking about that do or don't believe. But people definitely get rigid.
It's cool to believe that. You could talk to people like, Elon Musk said it. It's cool.
Right.
It's like a cool thing.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah,
you
feel
could
like
be way
so
on the
earthy.
left. You could be way, and just like, oh yeah, we might live in a computer, man. It's interesting. That's fascinating to me.
I think the reason why they say that is because one day we will, and we all know it. We all know it. We all know that one day you could be in something that's as ridiculous as what you're experiencing right now, and it could be a simulation.
Yes, but they believe
That's already happened.
Yeah, we're
But
already in a
They
computer.
might not necessarily believe it, but they're entertaining the idea.
That's what the theory is.
Yeah, but
we
they're-
might be
no.
in a computer simulation.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
the
mean.
theory
We
is
might
the
be
key-
living in a computer simulation.
Yeah, the key word-
maybe. I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying, dude, there's no evidence of that.
Right, but the key word's might. So to just explore an idea, like, are we living in a simulation? It doesn't mean you believe
I see
it.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's like a conspiracy theory. That should be one of the, you should lump, it's logical to lump that in with all those like 9/11 conspiracies. Like 9/11, for instance, there's lots of evidence that it was an inside job, but that's a crazy conspiracy to most people. But if you look into it, there's science supports that it was an inside job.
But then science disputes that.
No, but,
then there's
but,
other
still there's evidence.
that dispute it.
No, for sure. But there's evidence, right? I'm not saying whether it's true or not. I'm just saying.
Eddie, I don't want to go into a 911 inside job conversation.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just using that. I'm just using that as an example. Like that's a crazy conspiracy theory, but there's a lot of evidence. Whether it's true or not, who knows? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think it was an inside job, but a lot of people don't, and whatever. But there's zero evidence of us living in a computer simulation.
Right, but we're not talking about the same people. They might.
Do you trip out? I know. We have different opinions on like what
Satan?
Is up there. You know, like
what?
The sky and space. But do you notice? Watching kids programming that they fucking bombard kids with space, right?
Sure.
Dude, they get hammered with it in every movie. There's space, there's aliens, there's space, there's aliens.
Well, not every movie, but a lot of movies, yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. They blast them with it.
Well, there's a lot above us. If you look up, see forever.
But it's important for kids, though. Totally.
It's important, period, man. I went to see Brian Cox's demonstration that he did. They do a show. They did it in downtown LA, and I was thinking I would love to get Eddie Bravo high and have him watch this like a fight companion. Is this CGI? Is this fake?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's fake? How much do you think is fake that you see in space?
Man, you know Werner von Braun was a Nazi, right?
Yes.
Okay. He was brought in from Operation Paperclip, right?
Right. We had Annie Jacobson on. Did you listen to that?
Yeah.
She talked in depth about that.
I mean, that's all. Everyone agrees on that.
Yep.
Everyone agrees that he directed all 6 moon missions.
Yep.
Everyone agrees. Everyone agrees that him and Walt Disney were best friends.
Were they best friends?
Yep. They were best friends. They worked on space together. They were like, jumping to a lot of conclusions.
But today, in this day and age, you don't think anybody's like when SpaceX shoots rockets off into space, or when Amazon has a rocket company now, these guys are going to be able to launch satellites and even have consumer flights.
I just need proof, man.
What about
I see a lot of
flight?
deception. I see a
In
lot
the
of
future,
deception.
would you be willing?
Deception everywhere. So I'm like,
okay.
When you're talking about that
willing to do
Foxcatcher
this?
movie. Hold on. You're talking about
Yes.
that Foxcatcher movie. You're like, you've said it a couple times on your podcast where you're like, once you saw that they left Gary Goodridge out, you were like, I can't trust this movie.
Right.
I can't. The whole movie's. I can't trust it. It may be real. It may not be real. But I need some proof.
I got you.
That's exactly how I feel about.
Space.
No, not space. The government.
The government.
So
For
anything
everything.
coming
Anything
from a
coming from
government
the government.
agency, whatever, it's a government agency, I look at it like Foxcatcher. You've lied enough where I'm like, I need some irrefutable evidence. Otherwise, why do I have to believe it? I just assume it ain't real. I
get it, but SpaceX isn't the government. SpaceX
yes, they
is a
are.
private company.
Yeah, no, they're subsidized by the government, man.
Oh, they're subsidized?
They do. They got like $4 billion from
So
the
they tell
government.
them to fake space?
No one's trusting NASA no more, so they're handing it over. Hey, let's do this side thing, and everyone's all into space now.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
I think it's when you saw that Tesla launch. You saw that?
What are you talking about?
When he claimed to launch a Tesla,
Roadster in
that
space?
Roadster. Did you see that footage?
The actual Tesla in space?
Yes.
Yes, I saw that.
And you have I've always known you as a dude who had a strong, vibrant bullshit meter. You've always been that guy. You're going to watch that evidence and go, okay. You can't just buy that, dude. You can't just buy that.
Well,
dude.
let me
it's
see
ridiculous.
It. Okay, let me see
the very first thing.
Jamie's gonna find it.
Hey, the very first thing.
Don't poison the water.
Okay.
If you want me to get an honest reaction.
The first thing Elon Musk said in his press conference, the first thing he said is like, well, I think it's impossible and ridiculous, and if you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. That's the opposite of logic. There's logic and reason, and then there's the opposite of that.
No.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake is the opposite of logic.
Or that's just something he says because he's a fucking genius and he's taking a picture from space.
No, the reason why he said that,
flying through the air.
No, the reason he said that was because all day when they did that, all day, all over the internet was like fake, 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 fake. So that he had to have a statement.
Please hold on.
He had to have a statement.
This is so ridiculous. Let me see it, Jamie.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. We'd have way better CGI if it was fake. And the colors all look kind of weird in space. There's no atmospheric occlusion. Like everything looks too crisp. But we didn't really test any of those materials for, is it space hardened or whatever, So it just has the same seats that like a normal car has. It's just literally a normal car in space, which I kind of like the absurdity of that.
Watch
Come on, let me see the video.
Which one?
The fucking
The
launch
Tesla
of the
in space.
fucking-
I know
The
it's
Tesla
a
in
4.5
space.
hour video. Which
is it?
No,
part of
just
it
get a
you want
short
me-
one. Just go to Tesla in
the-
space.
Then you're gonna
Roadster
say
in
I
space.
picked the wrong one that got edited. So I'm trying to find the one that's from SpaceX.
We could
so
just
that it's
we could just abandon the subject. So fruitless.
You know what? It may be real. SpaceX
Why would
may
they
be
fake
real.
that?
Exactly. Why?
But
Who
you've
knows
seen
why?
them shoot the rockets off. I mean, literally,
It looks
people
when you look
watch
at it.
them. They
Anytime you
watch
see
it.
a rocket, anytime you see a rocket shoot, you see it go up and then you see it go down into the ocean.
No.
They launch rockets.
You
They're launching
don't.
rockets.
That's what it looks like because what you're seeing it go over the curve of the Earth, Eddie. You're seeing it go
Okay.
over the ocean. You're seeing it go up and over. And so as it gets further away that you can't see it anymore, it looks like it's going
supposed
down.
to be going up,
But
not
it is going
parallel
down. It
to
is
the
going
ground.
up. It's not going parallel to the ground.
Okay. So
They're
all
shooting
right,
him
they are
into the
shooting
fucking
it. They are-
space and
they
the
are shooting
planet
it.
is spinning.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that that's what you believe, but you got to understand why I believe what I believe because
that's what you see. But if you have
No.
someone explain it to you, will you still believe it? If you have a scientist explain to you how the physics work of the way
no
you see it,
explanation.
it
No,
won't
there's
work?
no explanation. I need evidence.
You need evidence.
And then when you see evidence, when you see that Tesla that they launched, and you see how fake it looks so fake.
Okay, but just because something doesn't look real
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's fake.
But it doesn't mean it's real. I need evidence. I need
Okay.
evidence. That's not
So
evidence. You look at
everything-
that's not
everything you
evidence.
see that you haven't seen with your own eyes might be fake.
Maybe. I don't trust. It's a liar
So
you don't trust.
That's,
Everybody
that's
has
like a simulation. Right?
I had a friend who lied about everything. Everything about his life, where he was from, all the things he did. He was a wrestling champion. He had everything. Then I found out, like 2 years into the relationship, little by little, that he lied about this and he lied about that. Then I find out that he lied about everything. He's one of those guys that lies about everything.
And that's
So-
how you view the government.
Yeah, so
Right.
exactly. So he may be telling the truth, and even total liars will tell the truth throughout the day a lot just to get through the day. That you have to tell the truth to get. But then, at the drop of a hat, they're going to lie about their life in some crazy way, or whatever.
I understand your logic, Eddie.
So
Let me
that's
slow you
it.
down here.
That's
I
it.
understand your logic, but you also have to assume that most of the people that are telling you the truth about this or that online that also don't have proof, that also are talking about these things and they haven't shown you, you haven't seen it, you haven't been there, just like you haven't been, examining satellites. These people, they you don't know if they're full of shit either.
They could be real. They could be.
They could be. But
There's
why
just-
would you
but every
assume they
picture-
were?
there-
Why would you assume they were, but the satellites are fake? See what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Assume
Why would I
that the
assume?
people that are making these YouTube videos that they're correct, but the people that are putting up
Oh,
satellites
I just go
are full
by.
of
I just
shit.
go by science. That's it. Scientific
Okay.
evidence, like real science. Like water is always level, right? We know that water is always level at
This is
100
a
miles
bad
in the ocean.
conversation if you don't understand how gravity works over a giant fucking sphere.
No. If we live on a ball that's 25,000
You don't
miles in
think we do?
circumference, if we do, then the water should be bending at
Eddie,
a certain
please
rate.
stop
right?
with this. This
right?
is so crazy. You don't
The
even
water
know what that means.
I do know
Like,
what that
but you-
means.
but-
If it's a ball, the ocean should be curving at a certain rate, and they figured that out.
Here's you can
That's
see
perspective.
This power.
It's perspective.
Yeah, but it's going around. Why is it going over the top, and why does it shrink at the end?
Everything you look at the end of a street. Street lights do that.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Street lights do that.
But
That's called
a
perspective.
hill. Eddie, they do that on the hill, not on the ocean.
No, but you're looking at those electrical posts or whatever
Yeah.
you call them, and they go down. That's how street light. You go right in the middle of a street. The very next street light appears to be shorter than that one, and then the
Yes.
next one appears to be short. That's how you draw shit. But is it really that short? No, it's just your perspective. You're actually looking at an optical illusion. You're actually looking at. It looks like they're getting shorter and descending. It looks, but are they? No, they're not. Because if you went up,
but Eddie, they disappear. They disappear over the horizon.
and then you could bring them back in.
But you
with,
can't. That's not true.
No, you can.
No, you can see more up to the edge of the horizon.
No,
But at
if
the
you-
edge of the horizon, It goes over.
If
They
you
go
look,
over the edge.
So when you're talking about with the naked eye, you're looking at a boat go in the ocean, and you see it
right.
go over
And
the
then
horizon.
when you
Is it
use
really going?
telescopes, you're just getting small enough so that you can't see it anymore.
Exactly.
But if you use a
Okay.
telescope, you can still see it
Exactly.
for a little while.
Yeah.
And then it goes over the fucking curve
If
of
you
the
had
earth.
a more
You
powerful
won't see it.
telescope,
No.
it brings it even closer.
But you
and if
don't
you had a
see
more
it.
powerful
Otherwise,
one, they've
Eddie-
already had tests. They've already done
But you
that.
could
It's
see
old.
England. You could look out at. You could see Hawaii.
There's too much-
You could see Hawaii.
They don't
Why
ha-
can't you see Hawaii? If you could see the moon, why can't you see Hawaii?
There's a lot of atmospheric.
No, it curves. The fucking thing curves.
No, if it curves, okay.
That's what the scientists say, Eddie. The ones who make the GPS, the ones who make the
Yes.
maps, the ones who chart the fucking paths for airplanes and shipping routes. All those people say it's round. All the people that do satellites, all the people that are involved in aerospace, all the people that are involved in anything where you have to calculate the fucking curve of the earth and the to get things to places. All those people think it. They're all wrong. That's crazy that they haven't seen that picture. They don't see that picture. If they saw that picture, they would get it.
At 100 miles in the ocean, 100 miles, how much curvature should there be? Do you know?
I don't care.
It's about 6,000 feet. It's
Okay.
about 6,000 feet of curvature. So you should
is
not
that
be
how
able to
far
see.
you could see?
No, you wouldn't be able to see 100 miles away from the ocean.
Says who, Eddie? You didn't go to school for this stuff. These people that
I
are talking
understand.
to you.
Dude, I
But
research
these
this
people-
all the time.
I know, but you're
I
hearing
research this-
you're hearing
But
from
what
one
I'm saying is not a
side,
lie.
but do you know what I'm saying?
What I'm
You're
saying
he-
is that at 100 miles, there should be 6,000 feet of curvature. Do you don't even understand what that means?
I don't.
I understand what that means. If we live on a ball that at every 100 miles there should be 6,000 feet of curvature. There's a formula for it. But when you look, there's Navy ships that can target other Navy ships with lasers 100 miles away. It would be impossible if there was a 6,000 foot curvature of water. Impossible. They take pictures of their target. Pictures at 100 miles. There's no curvature. It's flat. There should be 6,000 feet of
They
curvature.
take pictures with what, Eddie? This is not your area of expertise. This is one of the reasons why I get crazy about this kind of shit.
Dude, I look into this
but that
all the
doesn't-
time.
But just because you read something that someone says,
But I know that. You
or
can't dispute what
hear
I just
something
said.
on
You can't
YouTube-
dispute what I just said.
I bet you can. I
You
bet I
can.
didn't go to school for it, so I don't know. But I bet
But
if
do you
someone
understand?
did,
Do you understand if we live on a ball at 100 feet, there should be 6,000 feet of curvature? Does that make
so
sense to you?
everyone's wrong, Eddie. So all these fucking
No,
people
but does
that are
that make
flying
sense to you?
around Australia, they're doing it the wrong way. All these people that go over the North Pole, all that's
No
fake.
one goes
all
over
those
the North
flights.
Pole.
Sure
There's
they
no
do.
flights.
There's no flights over the North Pole. There's no flight
There
pass.
maybe there's military planes that go over the North Pole, maybe.
Okay, let's change
But
subjects.
I've flown all over the world. I've never gone over the North Pole. I've flown everywhere.
Again.
I've been everywhere. I've never. No one ever goes over the North Pole.
So
but
why
it doesn't
wouldn't
matter.
they go over the North
I
Pole?
don't know. I don't know.
This is so
Obviously,
painful.
no. If it's so painful, let's change the subject.
I'm trying to change
Let's
the
do
subject.
that. We could talk about Tony Ferguson
Let's talk
this
about Tony
Saturday.
Ferguson.
What about that?
That's a great
You
fight.
got any questions?
We interrupt your regular programming to bring you reports of what is being described as an event of biblical proportions. Hospitals are inundated with dazed and confused members of the public suffering injuries and psychological trauma after what is believed to be a sudden tilt of the Earth, estimated to be about 23.4 degrees. The scientific community is said to be baffled by the unprecedented shift, which challenges the long-held belief that the Earth was a spinning globe. We used to think the Earth was covered in bendy water held down by mathematical formula and thought experiments, said a prominent pseudoscientist who wished to remain anonymous. Members of the Flat Earth community have been drafted in to help Australians cope with the psychological trauma of suddenly finding themselves the right way up. NASA frontman Neil deGrasse Tyson was unavailable for comment, claiming to have lost his microphone. Britain's Big Bang poster child, Professor Brian Cox, has reportedly barricaded himself inside Europe's CERN facilities to escape angry hordes of heartbroken nerds. Prominent members of the academic community are said to be redefining the word level, and politicians have been warned to refrain from using the word global to fit with the new paradigm shift in human consciousness, and waking up to the realization that we never did live on a spinning ball. Stay tuned for more reports on the Flat Earth Awakening as they come in.
This world is not what you think it is. This world is not what you think it is.